Hello everyone, welcome back. So we have already imported the necessary libraries we need, and we have imported the dataset as well. As you can see here is our dataset, and now we have to understand the dataset. So we will understand the dataset, and this is very important to understand dataset is very important because if you don't understand the dataset you have that properly, then you will not know how to what kind of model you need to apply for your dataset. So understanding dataset is very important. So we start with checking the shape of the dataset using dataset.shape, and it shows how many rows and columns do we have in the dataset. So it shows 10,000. That means we have 10,000 rows in our dataset. The first number is rows, and the second number indicates the columns. So we have 14 columns here. As we can see, we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 columns here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to check some basic information of our dataset using df.info function. So here is the output of our df.info function, and we have to check two things here. One is the null values. As you can see, we don't have any null values here. And the next thing we're going to check here is the data type. We have integer data, we have object, we have float type data type, and as you can see here, it's showing we have two float type data type, 9 integer type data type, and 3 object type data type. So the next thing we're going to check is if we have any null values in our dataset using two functions, that is isNull and dot sum. As we can see, we don't have any null values in our dataset. That's a very good news for us. If we would have null values in our dataset, then we had to handle those missing values first. After handling the missing values, then we can go to the next step. I mean, we can apply machine learning models on the dataset, but we cannot apply machine learning model with missing values in our dataset. This is we think we should remember. And next thing we're going to do, we are taking our target column, that is exited, and we are counting the values. As we can see in the target column, we have 0 and 1 only. 1 indicates yes, and 0 indicates no. So as we can see, we have almost 8,000 zeros and 2,001 in our target column. And then we're going to get some statistical overview of our dataset using df.describe function. And as you can see, we are getting standard deviation, mean, minimum, maximum, and 25%, 50%, and 70% of our overall dataset, and all the columns are giving some statistical views here we can check. And the next thing we are going to do, we are using the nUnique function to count the distinct observation of overall dataset. And here is our nUnique function giving the output. And then we check the columns, all the columns we have using df.columns. We check the column names here. So we have understand our data properly, like we don't have any null values in our data set, and what is the shape of our data, some basic information of our data. And we have also checked our target column, and we have checked some statistical overview of our data. So we can go to the next process, that is data visualization, and we'll explain and talk more about the data visualization in the next video. So I'm finishing this video here. We'll talk more about data visualization in the next video. Thank you, everyone.